Thank you, Madam Speaker. Many who choose to live in the Hornsby Shire do so because of the world-class schools in our community. Parents want a well-rounded education for their children with access to sport, the arts and organisations like Scouts and Guides. Inside the classroom, they want their children to excel, and when they fall behind, help to catch up. Parents in the Hornsby community support efforts to improve classroom standards and student outcomes through evidence-based teaching strategies. And for this reason, they support explicit instruction. Explicit instruction is not new. It is a well-established evidence-based teaching method, one that rests on a simple but powerful foundation. Teachers clearly explaining, modelling and guiding students through their learning before encouraging independent practice. It is an instruction strategy which is only possible with a knowledge-rich curriculum. There are some lucky schools that have been involved in trials and ad hoc programs which show the transformative potential of explicit instruction and evidence-based teaching. Hornsby Heights Public School has been part of the New South Wales maths strategy since 2020. With a local teacher selected to become an expert in teaching mathematics, this teacher spent time away from school and away from the classroom to upskill and learn. And that teacher returns to the school to lead efforts and train other teachers, developing model lesson plans and ensuring that classroom teachers have had the opportunity to observe others teach mathematics and be observed themselves. This program has been a success at Hornsby Heights Public, and this is demonstrated by its improvement in NAPLAN results. That is why we know it works. However, there is concern about how the push towards explicit instruction is being implemented. Whether there is a systematic implementation plan for every school across the state and not just some, and whether there are meaningful programs to follow up and evaluate its implementation. At a school level, assistant principals for curriculum and instruction should naturally be tasked with driving implementation. At present, many schools in the Hornsby community, because of their size, do not have an APCNI at all, or the position is only engaged on a part-time basis, and this needs to change. The APCNI should be supported by a dedicated network of teacher coaches who will work with the school to model, refine and embed evidence-based instructional strategies. Now, NAPLAN student results categorise in 4 ways: needs additional support, developing, strong and exceeding. If a child is categorised as need additional support or developing, this means they are below the accepted level of proficiency benchmark. They are not keeping up with grade level expectations. In New South Wales, a third, that is 1 in 3 students, are failing to meet this standard. Worse, the NAPLAN results are actually going backwards in New South Wales, and this is despite record funding. NAPLAN data only starts from year 3. An analysis of the NAPLAN data shows that out of every 5 year 3 children who falls behind the standard, 4 will never go on to be proficient and meet the standard. That is why the Centre for Independent Studies and Grattan Institute have separately called for early screening tests, in both reading with the Year 1 phonics screener and maths with a proposed numeracy screener. A screening test should be a first step. If a screener picks up a student falling behind, we then need a detailed assessment of what has gone wrong in the classroom and a plan to correct it. By the next term, the student should be screened again to check if the problem is resolved. The Grattan Institute is also calling for new ways to engage in teachers to engage in professional conduct and training, including ongoing development and new micro-credentials through completion of courses that run over 1 or 2 years, where teachers can train on specific areas of teaching reading or maths. And of course, this time spent training should be paid. Others have called for student goal setting to be incorporated in classroom teaching strategies, and some primary schools in the Hornsby community have adopted this approach. I have seen the joy of students who achieve their individualised student goals occur in the classroom, and it is a magical thing to encourage learning. We have great schools in the Hornsby community with incredible teachers, and I want to acknowledge those who dedicate their lives for little pay and long hours to help raise and educate our children. Thank you.